Yes, master. Thy will be done.
Let's make it.
My fate is sealed. I wish only to serve.
Besides, it's just for fun.
The damned stand bound to your will.
More gold is required.
Where shall my blood be spilled?
Alright. Now, this is just an advice guide of of tricks to do. It's not obviously the best stuff, but it's not bad either. So, as we see, we're in 5 workers. Now we're gonna begin
Thy summoning is complete.
making our shop.
I gladly obey.
Now,
My fate is sealed.
and no, we're not gonna make an extra worker just yet, or
Summoning is complete.
we will just now, because there's nothing else to do. So, thing about this is it's just some some tricks to do in the game. There are definitely much better tricks than these,
Stand ready.
but these guys.
Is complete.
So,
I gladly obey.
all you gotta do is
I bow to your will. I cannot summon there. Yes.
you want to expand the creep, okay? The creep, yeah.
My fate is sealed. Yes, master. I gladly obey.
Also, the graveyard. It's a defensive unit, a defensive building. Actually, not no. Go there.
Where shall my blood be spilled? Thy bidding, master.
The pact is sealed. You call. As you
We gotta sell this.
my vengeance is yours.
Now, normally at this time of the game, you start taking the crypt. You do want a ziggurat behind the lines, though.
Summoning is will be done. I gladly obey.
No. Now,
As you order.
okay, here is the opponent.
For the Lich King.
Normally, you would want to have still his crypt so far.
Last.
I wish only to
Now, we need 210.
Where shall my blood be spilled?
We can afford the...
We demand additional lumber. We demand
Come on.
additional lumber.
Okay, now we start taking. As we see,
Ride or die.
Summoning is complete.
you just want to keep him, occupied. You don't want to make much of the spiders,
As you order.
My life for Nazul.
and you want to keep to spread the creep.
Yes, master. I cannot may only summon upon blighted. My fate is sealed. Yes, master. I
My
gladly
patience has
obey.
ended.
Yeah, there should be somewhere a critter to kill, somewhere.
Yeah. I am the darkness. As you order.
Where shall my blood be spilled?
Now, as you see, I'm just expanding.
Yes, master.
You do want to make these, the Niburian towers, to slow the opponent.
Is yours. My life for Nazul.
My patience has ended. At last. As you order. For the Lich King. At last.
Where shall my blood be spilled? My life
Oops,
for
is
Nezul.
it done?
My
Yeah.
fate is sealed. Summoning is complete. I wish only to serve. My life for Nezul.
Call. The sleeper awakes. My vengeance is yours. As you order. For the Lich King.
Okay, I guess he begins now.
Thy bidding, master. I gladly obey.
Yeah. At last. Yeah. For the Lich King. Yeah.
My life for Nezul. Thy will be done.
My patience has ended. My vengeance is yours. My patience has ended. I am the darkness.
Where shall my blood be spilled?
Okay, we got this, so now, where is slaughter?
Complete.
Yeah, we're gonna make a slaughterhouse.
I gladly obey.
You call. I am the darkness. You call.
I wish only to serve.
And it's time for the second hero, which is
My patience has ended.
the usual Lich.
You call.
Where shall my blood be spilled? Summoning is complete. I wish only to serve.
Darkness. My patience has ended.
Okay, these guys, these guys will go.
My vengeance is yours.
Where shall my blood be spilled?
Our forces are under attack.
will.
My patience has ended.
Summoning is complete.
Vengeance is yours.
My life for Nezul.
This will be group 4.
Survives. Thy bidding. Correct me. Our forces are under attack. My vengeance is yours. As you order.
No. We're gonna go.
Thy bidding.
I wish only to serve. My fate is sealed.
And we're about now.
Where shall my blood be spilled?
We're gonna make a second graveyard. Now, here is the time we're gonna make this. We want it next to our. We want this next to
I bow to your
this, to the gold mine. So, if any Lich is about to die,
My patience has ended. You call.
I wish only to serve.
we want to make it.
My patience has ended.
Summoning is complete. I bow to your will. The damned stand ready.
My
vengeance is yours.
Now we go back to the center.
Where shall my blood be spilled? Yes, master. My life for Ner'zhul. Where shall my blood be spilled? The damned stand ready.
And we're gonna go for Banshees.
You call.
My patience has ended. Feel my wrath.
The damned stand ready. I bow to your will.
My vengeance is yours. You call. At last. Thy bidding.
Stand ready.
Let my cries shiver by your word.
I am.
Where is the tomb? Here it is.
My life for Ner'zhul.
My patience has ended.
And you're gonna take up right now.
Where shall my blood be spilled? My fate is sealed. I cannot summon there.
Let my cries shiver thy bidding, chilling. Proceed by Neru.
My patience has ended.
Sworn to Ner'zhul.
Summon more ziggurats. Summon more ziggurats.
I wish only to serve.
Where are they?
My life for Ner'zhul. Thy will be done.
Upgrade complete.
Thy bidding is complete. My fate is
I
sealed.
am the darkness.
Now, normally by now,
My life for Ner'zhul. I wish only to serve.
and where is it? Yeah.
I cannot. Thy will be done.
You called.
Direct me.
My patience has ended.
Yours to command.
I am the darkness.
Thy bidding, master. I bow to you.
We keep expanding the ziggurat line.
Has ended. My vengeance is yours.
Where shall my blood be spilled?
And we're gonna build a new graveyard.
I wish only to serve.
Graveyard is a defensive building, guys.
Upgrade complete. Our town is under attack. Complete. You called. Yeah.
I bow to your will. I gladly
My
obey.
vengeance is yours. Let battle be
Sworn to Ner'zhul.
I am the darkness. Strive or die.
Yours to command.
My patience has ended. Our town is under attack.
Thy bidding, master. Summon my fate is sealed. I wish only to serve. Thy will be done.
My vengeance is yours.
You do want to have all of the buildings. All.
Town
Where
is
shall
under
my blood
attack.
be spilled?
I am the darkness. Upgrade complete. My patience has ended.
I bow to your will.
Yeah. Now here it comes. Where is our next state? There it is.
I
Our
gladly
town is
obey.
under attack.
Vengeance is yours.
I am
Yours to command.
yeah.
Thy bidding.
Where are they?
What must I do? I must obey. Yours to command.
I wish only to serve.
My vengeance is yours.
You called me.
Return.
If that is your wish.
He doesn't want to fight you in this place.
Where shall my blood be spilled?
Our forces are under attack.
Summon
My patience has ended. I am the darkness.
Why have I been summoned?
Okay, and by now, I mean,
Correct me. My vengeance is yours. Thy bidding. Direct me. Our forces are under attack. My patience has ended. You call
Summoning
words to
is
command. Yeah. Dead man walk. My patience has
where is it?
Let my cries chill the living.
I am words to command. Chilling. My vengeance is yours.
Hi. Why have I been summoned? Yes.
Yours to command. Be. My vengeance is yours. Yours. By my patience has ended. At last. By their zoo. Let battle be joy. I am sworn. My patience has
Where?
ended. Feel my wrath. My vengeance is yours.
Well, by now you have gone. I mean, this doesn't give you the game, but
You call. My patience has ended. Thy bidding. My vengeance is yours.
these are just some advice to add it to your arsenal.
Yes, master.
Our forces
gladly
are under
obey.
attack. Our town is under attack.
I bow.
You call. My vengeance is yours. I am. Our town is under attack. Our forces are under attack. I am sworn.
Where shall my
Our
blood be
town is
spilled?
under attack. Our forces are under attack. My vengeance is yours. Our town is under attack. At last.
I wish summoning is complete.
Call. Our town is under attack. My patience has ended. Our forces are under attack. Let battle be joy.
Summoning is complete.
I am the darkness. For the Lich
my cries chill.
The gas my patience has ended.
Where shall my blood be spilled?
My patience has ended. Yeah.
The damned stand ready. I
Okay,
wish
let's
only
just
to
finish this now. I mean,
My vengeance is yours. My patience
The
has
damned
ended.
stand ready.
By Nerzul.
I bow to your will.
oops.
Yes, master. Thy bidding, master.
Our forces are under attack. My vengeance is yours.
You call to me?
Direct me.
What must I do?
Where shall my blood
Our
be
forces
spilled?
are under attack.
Thy will be done. I wish only to serve. I cannot summon there.
My patience.
My life would
My vengeance is yours. Call. My patience has ended. Let battle be joy.
I shall be.
Yeah, I forgot about the stage.
Darkness. Yours to command. It is destined. The sleeper wakes.
I wish only to serve.
What else?
Yes, master.
My patience has ended. Our power is under attack.
Needs revealing.
Pitch. You call. Yeah. For the Lich King. As you order. I am so. For the Lich King.
Our gold mine. Where shall my blood be still? My fate is sealed.
My vengeance.
What is your feeble request?
My patience.
What's your feeble request?
Thy bidding, master. Yes, master.
I am
The summons is complete.
you call. Yeah.
What is your feeble request? Tremble before me.
Wakes.
The sleeper wakes. The time is now. What is your feeble request? What trickery is this?
My vengeance is yours. You call.
Don't waste my time.
I am
You do want to expand? I mean, let me just finish this so I don't have this.
Let's see.
my patience has ended.
Done waiting.
My vengeance.
Trickery is this?
Thy bidding.
I bow. I gladly trade.
My patience has ended. As you order.
Summon.
My patience has ended. Summon more ziggurats. Summon more ziggurats.
Make your choice.
I shall be your eyes.
Our gold mine has collapsed.
The time is now.
My patience has ended. My vengeance is yours. Let terror reign. My patience has ended. Our forces are under attack.
To destroy. What is your feeble?
My patience has ended. I am the darkness.
Tremble before me.
Our forces are under attack.
Pitiful. Your choice.
Hold on a second, let me pause it. Okay, so I'm back. Now, let's resume. This is just, some ideas. It's not, I mean, the best. way to do it.
What is your feeble request?
My sight is yours.
Yours to command.
Tremble before me.
My patience has ended.
What needs revealing?
Our forces are under attack.
My vengeance is yours. My sight is yours.
My patience has ended.
What trickery is this?
Make your choice.
First, I shall be your eyes. My vengeance is yours. My sight is yours.
My patience has ended. My patience has ended.
My sight is yours.
What trickery is this?
Let's see.
What needs revealing? Vengeance is yours.
My patience has ended.
I shall be your eyes.
Tremble before me. We are waiting.
My vengeance is yours. What needs revealing?
What is your feeble request? Tremble before me. What is your feeble request? What trickery is this?
You call
Tremble before me.
orders to command. My time. I await.
What radio
You now let me begin explaining. As you see, I am expanding this
Master.
the creep, and I can also see them coming.
Where shall my
Let's
blood
just
be
take this
spilled?
graveyard for fun.
My life for Nazul. I cannot summon there. I gladly obey thy bidding, Master. Yes,
As
Master.
you see, on tier 2, I very soon made this sacrificial pit
Patience has ended.
because I want to see them, to have a shade as soon as possible. Okay, just don't look that I didn't. What's that? Close up.
Thy bidding.
tremble before me? You fail to amuse me.
So, you do want to make more ziggurats than
Bow to your
the population cap, obviously, and you do want to usually put this on the Neborian Tower, which slows them. With this, you can see them coming. I mean, you can see them coming now. In places where water prevents you,
is complete. My life for Nazul. I bow to your will. I cannot summon there. Thy will be done.
let's see.
I wish only to serve. May only summon upon blighted ground. My fate is sealed.
Now you're not gonna be able to make okay full this full region. Oops.
My vengeance is yours. I am the darkness. Yeah. Yours to command.
My time.
I am sworn to Nezul. Dead man walking.
Tremble before me.
You won't be able to build okay for free all this stuff, but you can see them coming. Now, where you won't have this,
Proceed, master.
Summoning is complete.
Don't waste my time.
For the Lich King.
What trickery is this?
I am the darkness. By Nezul.
ah,
My sight is yours. I wish only to serve.
Let the killing begin. You want axe? My vengeance is yours.
What trickery is this?
Chilling.
now on early game, as you saw, I have plenty of resources. Now I wasn't playing seriously. I mean,
What is your feeble request? What trickery is this?
My patience has ended. My vengeance is yours. You call. Direct me.
Don't waste my time.
now I wasn't playing.
What trickery is this?
Who'd
I
you wanna
mean-
kill? I'd love to.
Summoning is complete.
Let the killing begin. Thy vengeance is yours.
Now, oops, I forgot about this.
Where shall my blood be spilled? I gladly obey. I bow to your will.
Now the graveyard. The graveyard is a defensive structure that allows you to summon skeletons, and you need it.
Where shall my blood be spilled?
You need to build this in your front lines, I mean.
Revealing. I wish
And
only
here, for
to serve.
example, we could have, and next to the trees,
I will.
because your trees gonna, to keep the rate of resources, the rate of harvesting lumber fast. Okay, and also you make many upgrades at the same time. Really fast. You can upgrade your units. Now,
I bow to your will. My fate is sealed. Yes, master.
well, let's say we have a tower still here to slow them. In
Let's
here,
see.
we make.
I'll
Summoning
look into
is
it.
complete. Upgrade.
I
Epa-
go unseen. All shall be revealed.
Oops.
I am the darkness. Vengeance is yours.
What we do?
I am the darkness.
Direct me. What is your feeble request?
Thy bidding.
My life for Nezul. What needs revealing?
Hold on. Let me check this patrol.
Summoning is complete. I go unseen.
You have your shade to patrol in front of them. So if you don't see them, let's say he tries to bypass from somewhere where you don't have the towers,
Summoning is
the sage will detect them, so you can see them coming. And they don't have very,
master.
very strong units,
I wish only
but they
to
have
serve.
very good
Summoning
mobility
is complete.
on their
My
units,
fate
so you
is
can
sealed.
catch them coming.
I bow to your will.
Now this was a bit of an no need to do this.
I gladly obey.
Now, the slow towers will slow the opponent's advance in your mainland. So
Research complete.
My fate is sealed.
he will be really slow to cause you, harassment
Yes,
and
master.
stuff. Now, your Death Knights, okay, by habit I upgraded Unholy Aura and Coil. While, since you're not gonna be fighting much with the Death Knight, I would go for, and summon skeletons, for the Death Pact, so you can heal faster. That's just, me, my
I
thoughts.
wish only to serve. I bow to your will.
Oops. Now here, again another graveyard.
Thy will be done.
Now, about many making the necropolis next to the expansion.
Where shall my blood
Well,
be spilled?
since you can see them coming and slow him with these towers, you don't. I wouldn't do it because it costs too much to expand this way. While with the ziggurats, you can see him coming, and you can with the shade, you can see him coming from miles. Okay, so you don't need to spend money on town portals and.
We done waiting.
What's that? What is he doing here?
Brandon
My life for
And
Nezul.
have,
Yes,
because one scroll of town portal costs 350. It costs a lot. Whereas these towers, either way you're gonna make them, and they provide the slow effect. And you can also manually, switch targets to the tower, so you can slow. Let's say one tower can slow 2 units at a time. You understand that, you won't gonna be doing this all the time, click here, attack this and attack this, but you will be able to slow them good enough. Now you do want to make a shade as soon as possible. I didn't make it, okay, my bad, but
Summoning is complete.
Yeah, and what I said about the Death Knight, that I would go for the Death Pact. I was a Death Pact user in the past, and I mean, since you won't be fighting early on, you don't need the regeneration that early. You need it. You need more to heal because Death Knight already got a fast movement speed. Okay, now gather here.
My patience
Also,
has
as you saw, I sold my early town portal,
Where shall my blood be spilled?
and of course, I only made one Temple of the Down, which is a mistake. Okay, normally you do wanna make two,
Will be done.
at least two. I made three of these, 1, 2, 3 of the crypts, but you know, it was. I mean, this was not real play. This was just to show it. Now, you do want to have a good mixture of units, so the opponent won't be able to counter tactic you. If you go only gargoyle or only spiders, he can counter you easier than having a good mix. And you do want this for the ghoul frenzy for harvesting lumber faster, because they move fast. Ghouls move faster. Let's make the researches. Now, and let's do the slow. Now you do want some of the damaging towers. Mostly these will be, you know, in the end of the line. There should be a damage tower, you know, to hurt as well. Or let's say you have two of these, two endurance, one damage, two endurance, one damage. Where is she?
Summoning is complete.
Yeah.
Research where shall my blood be spilled? I wish only to serve.
You do want to check this stuff out.
complete. Research complete.
Now by upgrading your
Research
units with many graveyards, you unit 1, 2, you know, when the lumber, let's say we have 3 graveyards, you make your units stronger, and while the undead don't base themselves in having many units, they are stronger faster. You can make the upgrades faster due to your bank. They are good in the economy. So, and also you want you need this upgrade. I didn't make it, my bad, but you know, you need this one, the destroyer. Okay, so you will deny the opponent experience if he try to kill your statues. Plus, with this one, the more you make corpses and you can summon corpses, it's like having a mobile graveyard. Okay, you don't need that many graveyards. I just make them. I overmade them. I mean, the game is over.
yours to command. Vengeance is yours. Research complete.
You know, I wouldn't make this, but I made it because, you know, since Reforged is out, and I mean, okay, let me tell you this: Reforged is the only game I have refunded over 20 years. It's the only game I refunded because it was
Research complete.
really, I mean, even the upgrade, the tower upgrade, the tower upgrade, when let's say I was upgrading a tower, even that animation was bugged and it was showing creating a ziggurat anew until the upgrade was made. Okay, that's horrible for a game made which already exists, and all they had to do is reforge the animation. I mean, like many said, it was just a cash grab, and I refunded it. Now, if these bugs are gone and if they make the graphics as they promised,
My bidding.
Upgrade complete.
okay, if they, I will buy it again,
May only summon that light obey.
but no, not like this, not as it is.
Upgrade complete.
Yes, master. My life would
Now you do want to make a sacrificial pit next
Where shall
to
my blood be spilled?
every graveyard we have.
My life for Nazul.
Plus this gives you more stage,
Fate is sealed.
and it denies the opponent the harassment. It reduces the opponent his harassment ability, since you won't be. You will have also ghouls to defend them, since they will be because you want to gather lumber at a fast rate, and you will have a graveyard there also for the upgrades. So it's not that easy for him to harass your economy. And a shop. You do need a shop on all of your
Only to serve.
expansions.
I am the darkness.
I am sworn. Don't waste my time. Pitiful.
Yours to command. So be it.
Vengeance is yours.
So undead economy has more to do with has a lot
Is
to do with buildings.
my life for Nazul. Summoning is complete.
Yeah, let's make the bone wyvern.
Yes.
Now, as you see, you have all seen my players who just, you know, spam Frostwyrms and stuff. These guys are literally the definition of the noob, okay?
Before me.
I am sworn to thy bidding. Chilling.
You call at last. I am the darkness.
And, you know, by time, you can add the Orb of Corruption to each of your heroes.
Research complete.
My time.
Research complete.
Now, it costs a lot, but it is useful.
Is complete.
Don't waste my time.
Now, also let me address something, an issue, which is, it was around for a long time. I mean, it still is.
My patience has ended.
Bidding.
Let battle be yours.
Tremble before me.
Having multiple items of the same type in the inventory, it on some it makes them stack the effect,
Summoning is
on others it doesn't. Now, the effect mustn't stack, okay? I can't have
Has ended.
two of these, no matter if it is plus 6 or if it's plus, let's say how much, plus 12 or plus 3, and stack. If I have two claws in my character, the larger bonus should be received. Let's say here I have a 12 and a 6. It only counts the 12. Now,
What is your feeble request?
if I have, let's say, two slippers of agility, oops,
Yeah.
I am sworn to Nezul.
My
it also,
To command.
let's say, I have two slippers of agility, it would stack. It mustn't stack because, you know, it's one of the same time. If I have two talismans of evasion, it doesn't stack as it should. Now, two slippers of agility shouldn't also stack. You can only have one effect of, let's say I have two crowns, Helm of Valor. Yeah, having two Helm of Valor, only only one, you get the effect only by one, you don't have it stacking.
Before me.
Yours to command. It is destined.
My patience has ended.
Don't waste my time.
I am
Tremble before your feeble request.
I am sworn to Ner'zhul. Direct.
Don't waste my time.
I am sworn to Ner'zhul. Get on with it.
Effect of items master stack now. Now, let's say, how would we could also prevent it? Well, when a map is generated, it should only have one item of its type. This way we can prevent stuff like that, though still it's okay as it is. And let's say I found two zombie masks. Well, in this case, I have to place the second zombie mask on a different hero to get him the effect.
Upgrade complete.
Now, also about the units.
Yours to command.
You want to make certain types of units follow other types of units, and other types of units to follow the heroes. I mean, it helps on handling. So as you see, I have the abominations following the hero, the Death Knight,
My patience.
and I have the spiders follow the abominations. I have the statue following the leech, and I have the gargoyles following the statues, because some units are more defensive than others, while others are more aggressive, and you do want to have them in a row. I mean, it helps. Okay, these aren't obviously pro advice. I'm not a pro. I'm just an old player who used to play the game a lot back in the day. It was really cool. And just by given the opportunity with the forge, I just made this guide about the undead that I used to main. But basically about the undead I used because I used to play them. So
My patience has ended.
this way also you will be easier to know where your units are. They aren't just randomly spread.
I bow to your will. Thy bidding, master.
Now let's say you can also make, obviously
Where shall my blood be spilled?
two. Okay, I misplaced the position here. I could have made it here. Two sacrificial pits, because if he harasses you a lot, you deny his experience, and
Sight is yours.
you're making sage yourself. Now,
Shall be revealed.
where you can't place creep,
Let's see. All shall be revealed. What needs revealing?
you can have the sage
I'll look into
patrol that area of water, for example, because you can spread creep there, and you can see and you can detect him. You see, this build is it's a lot about detection and having oops, where is it? A good round up all around army. It's not about, it doesn't for example counter certain situations of let's say someone just overmade a certain unit. It doesn't counter certain situations, like someone went mass ghoul in the beginning. Okay, that's obviously it's not. There is no super build that counters anything. Okay, so here.
My life for Nezul. I will be done.
Besides how much it doesn't cost much gold to make a sacrificial. It costs mostly lumber, which is easily gathered by ghouls due to the ghoul frenzy, which helps in the end. So so it's I mean it's viable to have two sacrificial pools on your expansion and around this, around your gold mine, near to your gold mine for sure. And besides, guys, with all these buildings and the gold guarding the expansion, it's getting real hard for your opponent to kill your workers.
Thy bidding, master. Vengeance is yours.
Now, okay, the Orb of Corruption always, I mean, it's an ending game, touch. Okay, you can because it costs a lot of gold. You don't have the ease to make gold in the during the battle. So you won't usually have two orb of corruptions. Usually we'll have one, but you can make a second one and a third one to each hero.
Waste my time.
You call.
So guys, these are the general ideas. For example, also let me tell you this:
Our gold mine.
the gargoyle is mostly a defensive unit. It has good damage in the air, weak on the ground. So you want it, to cover your backs if there is an air raid against you, to engage last, so it can target the air units. That's why I place them to follow the statues, because and the meat wagons, because the opponent will try to, will always try to hurt your support more than he will try to hurt your troops in the beginning of the engagement, because undead count a lot on support. And of course, as I was saying, you want more than two buildings of its production. Depending on the build you decide to do, or where you want to focus, the units you want to focus. So, for example, now I made here two of this Temple of the Damned. Later in the game you can even make, three or plus. But you just have to be,
My sight is yours. Let's see.
but
I'll look
this
into
for the
it.
patrols here and here, checking out, covering this angle. You do want to be, choose which units you want to focus on which stages. And this is it, guys. This is my guide. Let me just now finish the game.
Yours to command. What is your feeble request? Direct me. So be it. By your
My patience has ended. Research complete. I am the darkness. You call.
What trickery is this? Yours to command.
Okay, guys. The computer, okay, it didn't matter. I just made it so to show you the guide. And let's hope Blizzard will fix the game, and so I'm gonna buy Reforged as well. I mean, they should make it as they promised to, and then we're gonna get it. Most of us think like that. So guys, bye everybody. Have a good time and enjoy every game you play.